Antonio's Story by Charles Olson. Chapter 7. Tocumen. The moment Elvie stepped out of the plane and into Tocumen International Airport, the world changed. The humidity hit first, thick, wet, suffocating, like a curtain of steam. It clung to her skin, dampened her blouse, matted her hair to her neck. She didn't care. She was alive. The airport buzzed around her. Travelers moved with purpose. Porters shouted in Spanish. Someone played salsa from a tinny speaker overhead. Elvie pressed forward, her legs trembling with exhaustion, her hand never leaving the briefcase handle. She moved like she was made of glass. Everything ached. Her head throbbed. Her stomach churned. Withdrawal. It hadn't let up. But she repeated the words in her head like armor. "You're a mother now. Protect the baby." She made it to the arrivals hall, a wide space lined with glass walls and swaying palm fronds outside. She pushed through the doors to the curb and froze. The heat outside was worse than the humidity. The sun was a hammer, pounding her vision into white static. She raised a hand to her eyes and saw him. A faded yellow cab, sun-bleached and dented, idling by the curb. And next to it, leaning against the door, a young man in mirrored sunglasses, smoking a cigarette. He noticed her and flicked the cigarette away, stepping forward. Didn't say a word. Just opened the back door of the cab. Like he'd been waiting for her. Elvie didn't trust easy anymore. But she was tired, and this wasn't Miami. She looked into the back seat, clean. A small cooler sat behind the driver's seat, ice glistening inside. Bottled water. Topo Chico. She was so thirsty. She tilted her head slightly.
I guess you're my ride.
And got in. The door closed behind her. The driver climbed in, fluid and fast, slipping through the window like he'd done it 1,000 times. He turned, smiling behind his sunglasses.
"My name is Amado,"
he said, voice calm, confident.
"Where to?"
Elvie pointed at the cooler.
Can I have a water first?
Amado cracked one open on his silver ring, handed it to her.
"You're welcome to as many as you like."
She drank deeply. It was heaven. Then,
Take me to Banco Nacional de Panamá.
Amado nodded.
"Buckle up, senora. I'll have you there before you know it."
The cab peeled away from the curb, the airport, and her old life, shrinking in the mirror behind them. The bank. The drive into the city was quiet. Elvie didn't speak. She stared out the window as the landscape changed, from humid roadside sprawl into the clean-cut curves of Panama City's financial district. Towers of glass and steel reached upward like knives in the sun. She could feel her heart racing faster the closer they got. Amado didn't say much. He just drove. Smooth, steady, unbothered. The kind of calm you don't teach. You earn it. They turned onto a wide boulevard lined with palm trees and manicured hedges. The cab slowed. Ahead, carved in pristine stone above golden glass doors, Banco Nacional de Panamá. This was it. Amado pulled to the curb. Elvie handed him 2 crisp bills, $200. He blinked once, surprised, then nodded. Said nothing. He reached into the center console and handed her a business card. Nothing flashy. Just his name, a number, and a rooster logo. She looked at it for a moment, then tucked it into her pocket. No promises, just possibilities. She stepped out, the briefcase still in hand, looked up at the glass facade, took a breath, and walked inside. Banco National Lobby. The bank was cold, a relief. Polished marble floors, air conditioning humming like a distant secret, suits everywhere, glossy shoes, whispered Spanish. Elvie approached the first open window and slid her passport across the glass.
I'd like to check the balance on my accounts and make a deposit.
The teller, a young woman with sharp eyes, took the document. She typed something into her terminal, and then she stopped typing. Her posture changed. She looked up, smiling, but the kind of smile that meant something had changed.
Un momento, señora.
She said in accented English.
The manager will be right with you.
Elvie felt the shift. She could feel it in her bones. Ana Garcia, that's who I am now. She didn't flinch, didn't speak. She just nodded once, like a woman who belonged here. Moments later. A door opened across the lobby. Out stepped a short, well-dressed man in a gray silk suit. A small entourage followed. A security guard and a woman with a clipboard. He walked with purpose, locking eyes on Elvie before she even stood.
Miss Garcia,
He said warmly.
welcome. I am Carlos Hernansez, the bank manager. Please, come with me.
She rose, followed. The briefcase in her hand didn't feel heavy anymore. Just inevitable. The manager's office. Carlos's office smelled like leather and quiet money. Dark wood, framed art, no windows, just power.
Please.
He gestured to a chair across from his desk. Elvie sat. He tapped a few keys, printed a document.
Here is your account summary.
She took it, scanned it slowly. Most of it was in Spanish, but the numbers didn't lie. They were broken into columns, sections, banks, across nations. But one number stood out, bold at the bottom. $50,834,762.91. She didn't react, didn't breathe. Inside, her world was turning upside down. Outside, she just blinked.
And your deposit?
Carlos asked gently. She placed the briefcase on the desk, snapped it open.
Just this.
She said.
Pocket money.
Carlos's eyebrows lifted, then he smiled.
We'll have it counted and added to your accounts immediately.
He snapped his fingers. The security man stepped forward and carried the briefcase out. Carlos leaned back, hands folding like a priest before confession.
Is there anything else we can assist you with, Miss Garcia?
Elvie didn't answer right away. She looked at the bank statement again. She thought of Tony, of Nick, of smoke and blood and silence. Then she looked him in the eye.
Yes, I'm staying in Panama permanently. I'll need a place to live.
Carlos smiled.
Of course. The bank owns many properties. It would be our honor.
A pause. Then quietly,
Will Mr. Garcia be joining you?
Elvie smiled softly.
He passed away recently.
Carlos bowed his head.
My condolences. Welcome to Panama City, Miss Garcia. May it be a safe home for you and your future.